This program is proudly brought to you by Telecom Limited and Daytech.
Given the transition of the global economy into a greener economy, the search and extraction for minerals like copper, cobalt and nickel, which have extensive reserves on the seafloor, has increased to accommodate the demand for renewable energy technology. In Papua New Guinea, talks for deep-sea mining has re-emerged despite past controversies. Is deep-sea mining an opportunity for PNG or a catastrophe waiting to be? Joining us for discussions is Mr. Peter Bossip, Executive Director for the Center for Environmental Law and Community Rights Incorporated, or CELCOR. Mr. Bossip, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Malcolm, and thank you, EMTV, for inviting me to this segment of Infocus program.
Now, firstly, Mr. Bossip, could you give us a bit of background on CELCOR and your specific position in regards to seabed mining in Papua New Guinea?
CELCOR, to give you a brief background of the organization first, CELCOR is a public interest, not-for-profit organization that focuses on raising awareness and advocate on good environmental governance while informing communities to make informed decisions regarding the use and management of their natural resources. And at the same time, we work closely with state agencies to strengthen the legislations and policies in order to promote good governance in the natural resource management sector for the good of our country. So when we are established back in the year 2000, it is now our 25th year of operation. One of the issues that is currently affecting our people in terms of making informed decisions, the particular issue that I will talk about or talk with you is in regard to the deep sea mining or the Solwara 1 project in the waters of New Ireland and East New Britain, where the communities feel that they are not properly being informed and they don't know what the good and the bad of this project, and they, without any clear scientific and other information that will help them to make informed decisions is not shared with them. They are still, coming to us to seek some information, and this is where we are working with the people of New Ireland, in particular the West Coast Namatanai communities, together with the people of Duke of York and the people of Manam in Mendeng province because of the impact, the assumed impact of the deep sea mining in PNG.
Okay. What specific environmental risks do you foresee may cascade from seabed mining, particularly in regards to the specific project that you brought to light?
The impact, environmental impact that will arise from the deep sea mining, what we don't know very much is the scientific basis of what kind of, say, sea mammals or sea animals that are living at the bottom of the sea. At the same time, the technology that will be used, the best practice in order to safeguard social and environmental issues are not clearly set by the company or the state. So given that the nodules or the ore that is gold and copper that is found at the bottom of this sea in the New Island is the is from the volcanic vent. So the vent has been formed over thousands of years, and it contains sulfur, and the sulfuric acid is likely to be discharged or released from the extraction process. And when that happens, the acid or the poison that will be released from the extraction will come to the surface of the sea, and then it will disperse across New Ireland to New Britain, and even can go all the way to Manus, depending on the sea current. That poison will actually affect the marine life system, and because the people are depending on the marine ecology or life system, they will also be poisoned by this impact, and that's the main concern regarding this project.
There have been arguments that such technology has been trialed around the world. It's brought about by particularly certain politicians in the PNG government. Do you agree that this technology is reliable?
Unfortunately, this technology that has been developed, if it is done at what depth of the sea or the ocean, we are not really sure. We really want to make a decision that is good for our country based on practical experience, meaning that a deep sea mining must be conducted elsewhere, not Papua New Guinea. They must conduct it elsewhere in order to help us understand that the technology that has been used in extracting minerals from the bottom of the sea has got its social and environmental safeguard system that will not affect us. Otherwise, we don't know what it is actually going to happen. There is no evidence to suggest that these technologies have been proven to be environmentally friendly and socially friendly, because in the process of extracting the ore, it will not affect the marine ecosystem, and eventually will not affect the people that depend on this marine life.
Now, given the recent announcement by Prime Minister James Marape at the 3rd UN Ocean Conference in France, he stated that his government will stop sea mining operations within PNG national waters in absence of robust scientific evidence and proper environmental safeguards. Have there been any scientific research undertaken in regards to the new Solwara 1 project that you are aware of?
We agree with what the Prime Minister has said recently in the UN Ocean Conference in France, and this is a welcoming news. However, with the Solwara 1 project, we have an outdated environmental impact statement that was produced by Nautilus Minerals, the previous mining lease or license holder. And that 20 years environmental impact statement has got some flaws in this scientific statement, and that needs to be corrected. So at the moment, there is no environmental impact statement that is produced to actually give us confidence that when the mine gets go ahead, it will have minimal negative impact to the people and the marine ecosystem.
Thank you, Mr. Bossip. We now go for a quick break. Join us on the other side for more discussions. Welcome back. You're watching Infocus. Now, Mr. Bossip, in your view, how is the issue of seabed mining currently being addressed in PNG laws and policies?
As far as I am concerned, and while working in these areas of reviewing and doing research, providing inputs into the policy and legislative framework in PNG on good environmental governance, I think the Mining Act 1992 is mainly focused on the terrestrial aspect of mining, while there is no detailed provision on the offshore or deep sea mining. There is clearly an absence of offshore mining provisions in the Mining Act. And that's where this year we have the Mineral Policy and Geohazard Department coming up with the Mining Bill 2025. And in that bill, we have reviewed, CELCOR has reviewed this mining bill, and then we came across a section that has this offshore mining. So that actually clearly gives an indication that there was no mining provision in the Mining Act that has given the guidance or direction for the Mineral Resource Authority to issue a mining license to Nautilus Minerals at the first place. At the same time, we can also see the Constitutional Law Reform Commission at the moment is also doing review on this aspect of ownership, or to what extent under the sea and waters the ownership rights goes. And that means there is a lack of this policy and legislative information on the deep sea mining in PNG.
Now, a key aspect of mining operations is that it must have local consultations. To your knowledge, was the free, prior and informed consent, or FPIC process, was it followed for the new Sulwara 1 project?
As far as we are concerned, the number of people raising concerns resisting the deep sea mining, meaning that people are not or have not been really informed about the good and the bad side of deep sea mining. They are still confused, and that's why they are against the deep sea mining. So whatever that consultation that took place, people were not actually given the liberty to say their opinion. Maybe we have this different group of people in the community or anywhere else. You have youths, you have church groups, you have women's group, you have chiefs or elders. They need to be organized as a focus group interview in order to gather information from this to ensure that everybody is giving their common opinions about the project. But as far as we are concerned, that approach has not been taken, and people are not really aware of the impact of the mining, deep sea mining, and the resistance or rejection of this project, meaning that people do anticipate negative impacts from this mining project.
Thank you, Mr. Bossip. We now go for a quick break. Join us on the other side for more discussions. Welcome back. You're watching Infocus. Now, Mr. Bossip, drawing from the previous Nautilus Minerals project, has the New Island provincial government and the national government learned anything from the previous Sulwara 1 project failure?
I am not sure if they have learned these lessons, but the investment of $120 million by the PNG government is the people's money, the public's money that has been invested without doing enough background research into understanding whether this Nautilus Minerals can be able to progress into mining, and it will generate the revenue and gives the share of the Papua New Guinea government's investment. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and the company went bankrupt, and we have lost that huge sum of money. The money belongs to the people that has been lost in this process, and by now the government should really take precaution. The government, meaning both the New Island provincial government and the national government, they should take precautions as to whether they have to invest in this project or not, because we have already lost our share or our funds in that project, and we cannot continue to invest in a project that do not have clear indication of the project going into full operation and generating income. Because globally, there is movement against the deep sea mining in the world, and that will actually force many companies who are looking at conducting deep sea mining to close up. And the same might happen for the Solwara 1 project again. So we have to be really careful when making the decisions as to investing in this project.
Now, what is the collective call from civil society organizations in Papua New Guinea to the Marape Rosa government regarding this particular project?
The civil society in Papua New Guinea, our stand is that this deep sea mining should not be promoted at all. The Solwara 1 project must be cancelled because of the very unclear social and environmental safeguard mechanisms in this proposed project, and it's the first of its kind to be mined in Papua New Guinea. We should not be taken as an experimental hub in the world. Let any other country elsewhere go into experimental deep sea mining, and then we can see how it can be conducted in PNG. Further, we want to thank Prime Minister James Marape for making a declaration in France recently during the UN Ocean Forum to ban deep sea mining in PNG, and we want his government to stand firm on this and cancel the deep sea mining project in the waters of New Ireland and East New Britain.
Now, finally, we are on the cusp of celebrating 50 years as a nation for Papua New Guinea. What would be your advice to Papua New Guineans on how they can best protect the environment and the land?
We know that the world is moving, and in that sense, there is demand for the use of our natural resources. But Papua New Guinea has been living on the island of New Guinea or Papua New Guinea for thousands of years, and we have been dependent on our land, on our sea, and all the resources that has been provided by the sea and the land. And our economy, 80% of the population is rural based, and they are dependent on these resources. So supposing if we want to move forward in the next 50 years, PNG government needs to really look at analyzing how we have progressed so far in the 50 years, whether we have progressed upwards or we have progressed horizontal or we have remained stagnant. We need to analyze this before we come up with a national development plan. We do have Vision 2050 and medium-term development plans, but that has to be revisited after this analysis to help us build an economy that can leave no traces of social and environmental harm, but we can progress positively through well-managed social and environmental issues that can help Papua New Guinea into the future.
Mr. Peter Bossip, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure, and thank you, EMTV Infocus Group, for giving me this opportunity to come here and share our views and experiences on the resource development sector and environmental and social safeguard issues in Papua New Guinea, and in particular the Saltwater One project.
Well, viewers, that's all the time we have for this edition of Infocus. Do join us again next week, Monday, on our regular time slot of 7 p.m. Till then, bye for now.
This program was proudly brought to you by Telecom Limited and Daytech.